How do you sell solar in the States if you're from out of the country, and can you actually do it? I'm going to talk to you about that in this video. Hey, welcome guys back to another video on the channel. Now in this video I wanted to talk to you about the possibility of selling solar from abroad in the United States. Why in the United States? Because there's a lot of incentives and you can make a bunch of money. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So first and foremost, what you need to do in order to be able to sell in the States is you have to have a company. You might be able to do it without a company, but you have to have an LLC. It'll be much easier if you do that. There's companies that do that. I'm not going to list any right now, but you can actually apply for an LLC. It will cost you anywhere between $500 and $1,000 to open an LLC. If you have somebody that lives in the US, maybe they can do that for you and it won't cost you any. But if you don't, then you have to go through the process. You're going to be able to get a bank account. You're going to be able to get an office space and everything else that an LLC would get formally if they were in the States. Once you have that done, then what you need to do is you need to find exactly where to sell. And usually I tell people to go in the low-hanging fruit markets, and those are usually the markets that solar is booming and also the CPL is not through the roof, which is you can get leads for relatively cheap. Those are states like California, Texas, some states in the Midwest and the East Coast. Once you've picked your states, then you have to go and do a little bit of research about what the utility companies are saying about solar. Are they pro solar? Are they against solar? And even if they're against solar, a lot of the times you'll be able to switch your customers over to a pro solar utility that'll allow them to switch to solar and give them a very, very good buyback rate, which is what you're looking for. Now, once you've allocated the states and once you've picked the areas that you want to target, then the next thing what you want to do is you want to actually get connected with an installer. You want to have at least 2 to 3 installs. So usually say one installer, then you need to have a backup and then a backup of the backup. Usually 3 installers is a good rule of thumb that you need to keep in mind so that if the first installer fails and they cannot deliver on the job, when I say fail, I mean they're not willing to work outside, for example, of a city, okay? Or they're not willing to serve a specific utility, or they're not able to do a ground mount system. It could be anything. That's why you need to have a couple of backups. Once you have those backups, then you know you're getting installed and you getting paid is much higher. And so you want to have that, so your chance of getting paid are much, much bigger. Now, when you're picking an installer, you need to make sure that that installer is proven. They have a good BBB record. They have good reviews online, good social media presence. And you just want to make sure that if your customers were to research them, they can mostly find good things about them online. And that's the first thing. Now, the next thing in line will be how you generate leads. And the lead generation process is, again, very simple, but it's like losing weight. It's simple, but not many people want to do it. The lead generation in any business, that's the lifeblood of the business. You need to take it very, very seriously. And the different lead generation processes that you can choose from will depend on how your business is structured right now and what you genuinely have more of. So if you have already a talent pool of people that is willing to call in your lead or willing to call or whatever, and you not have to pay them an hourly rate and you can just pay them on the back end or whatever, then you can have them do cold calling. If you already have money but you don't have the talent pool, then you can start generating leads through social media. But usually what I tell people is if you have more time than money, then use your time. If you have more financial resources than time, then obviously you're going to go ahead and use that instead. Now, it's definitely not a cookie cutter for everyone, meaning depending on where you're at in life, where you're at in your business journey, you might want to do one or the other. Now, there's nothing wrong with either of those. You can make money using all the methods. It just depends on what applies best for you at this specific moment. Now, once you've done all three, you have found the states, you found an installers, you know how to generate leads, you're off to the races, you start selling. But more importantly than that, I wanted you to be able to take advantage of this huge opportunity that we all have in the solar industry and make the most amount of money possible while it lasts. Now, the process itself is very, very simple. You just need to take the step forward and get on with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.